Today, we're talking about transitioning from the military to the trades, and we want to say Happy Veterans Day to you. As you see, I have friends in the studio. I'm not a veteran, but they are. So we're going to get to talk to each and every one of them about transitioning from the military into the trades, how they got into the military, and what made them choose to get into the trades. Now, this video is sponsored by Ferguson. We teamed up with Ferguson because of what they do in the communities they're in and helping us recognize veterans on this year's Veterans Day. So like I said, these are friends of mine from Rescue Air. We all work down there. The cool thing about it is I've got different branches of the military here and people in different positions. So today we're going to talk about not just how they got into the military and what made them choose the branch they did, but also what was it that they heard, saw, or learned that made them transition out of the military into the trades. And this can help you. I'll tell you what, why don't y'all two step out? Okay, so here I am with Justin and John. Now, this is really interesting because, like I said, I was not in the military, but I love what the military is all about. I'm one of the most patriotic people in this world. I bleed red, white, and blue. So to be around people like this, I really love. So Justin, let's start off with you. What branch of the military were you in?
I was in the Army.
Okay, that's good because both these guys were in the Army, so I don't have to worry about anybody fighting here. But what made you choose to go into the Army? And then after you transitioned out, what made you pick the trades?
I joined the Army because my cousin joined a couple months before I did, and I couldn't let him outpunk me. And I had to carry that family tradition on and keep it going down the road. So that way, keep that spirit going.
I love that. Now, how long did you serve?
I was in for 5 years and 10 months.
5 years? Man, yeah. Know exactly how long they were in.
Yeah, I was a diesel mechanic, and so I worked in the motor pool all day, turning wrenches and stuff, so I was kind of already in a trade. Whenever I transitioned from the military to AC stuff, it was very easy because I already knew how to work with hand tools, just general mechanics and knowledge and stuff, so it was very easy to move that.
So John, how about you? Is it something similar or a little bit different? Or?
A little bit different situation for me. I was a knucklehead in high school, so
Yeah, me
had
too.
to find an alternative course of action. Wasn't mature enough to go to college. Didn't have the grades as well, but so I chose the Army. I was in for 9 years and 6 months. I enjoyed it. I got out as a staff sergeant, so I was used to, leading people, and I really, really took pride in growing, watching guys grow and becoming the rank of a sergeant and that kind of stuff. So transitioning into the trades, that's what I take pride in. I take pride in getting a team, building a team, coaching, teaching, mentoring these guys to, either one day take my job or, just grow and help make an impact in their lives and watch them grow. So,
I love that attitude because I used to tell people that, look, if I can teach you to do my job, I've done something good. Mm-hmm. After you transitioned out of the military and the trades, did it come pretty quick? Was it just like, man, I picked the right spot?
It comes about as quick as you put yourself to the task. So as hard as you work and train and study and stuff, that's as fast as you're going to pick it up. So I was putting my butt to work, always getting in the books, taking notes. If I was able to take a note, I was taking one so that way I can go back and reflect on it. If I wasn't so clear on it, I can go back and look at it later on whenever it's like, oh, now it makes sense.
I love that. One thing I talk about all the time is never stop learning.
That's right.
So, man, let me ask you, because me and you've talked about this. Are you still learning?
Always. And that's one of the best. That's the best thing about the trades and in this industry is that you're never going to know everything. You're always, if you keep that mindset on willing to learn, you're going to learn daily. And if you learn something daily, you're just growing.
And look, that's part of what I love about being in the trades. And remember, we're here to celebrate Veterans Day. So, Justin, I got a question for you.
I have an answer for you, Roger.
What did Veterans Day used to be called? Or you might
Here's
not.
one of those trick questions.
It's not really.
You can't make the veterans look bad on Veterans Day.
and there's nothing wrong with it because it's a weird name. John, do you know what Veterans Day used to be called?
I do not. No.
Okay, so it used to be called Armistice Day.
Do you know what armistice means?
No, do you?
Not a clue.
Good. Because that's what I was going to say is I have no idea what it means. Now, why is Veterans Day on November 11th?
Not 100% sure.
There's a saying something about on the 11th day at the 11th hour, at the last minute, people are stepping up and doing what needs to be done. So anyway, November the 11th, at the 11th hour is when Veterans Day.
Okay,
really
so
is.
like
Got
the guys behind the force, that's who they're calling on.
You bet.
The last in line.
You bet. Justin, John, first of all, thank you for your service.
Thank you, John.
Veterans Day, doing stuff like this, man, it's great what we get to do. So, John, thank you, brother.
Thank you, Roger.
And
Thanks for having me.
It's been fun having y'all here. All right, guys.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us, Roger.
So here we are again. Now I've got Oscar and Cassie in here again. Army, Marines. Oscar, let's start off with you. What made you get into the military and actually into the Marines?
So what made me want to join the Marine Corps is I didn't really have a desire to go to college. Was not my thing. I just wanted to do something else, and what better to kind of help you grow and kind of get out of your shelf and learn some stuff about life than the Marine Corps. And I chose the Marines just because of the challenge. They're known for the tougher boot camp and dress blues, man.
Gotta love that
You
part.
gotta love this dress blues. So, how I transitioned over to the trades, it's pretty simple. Necessity. A lot of the stuff that we do in the Marine Corps doesn't really transition well into the civilian life.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have to find something to do without having a lot of experience or a lot of knowledge. A lot of Marines, they get out, they go into like the law enforcement, fire department, and everything, or they become tradesmen. And so that's how I ended up doing it. I kind of a necessity. Like I didn't.
So did you learn anything in the Marines that actually helped you as a tradesman? Because look, you're one of my favorite people here. You're a plumber. These other people, it's like, man, why did y'all choose HVAC? Which I'm joking because I'm an HVAC tech too. But you went into plumbing, and I love that. What made you pick plumbing, and did you learn anything in the military that helps you with that?
Something that, as far as like what I learned in the Marine Corps that helped me transition over into plumbing was the ability that they taught us to, attention to detail. That's one thing that really carried on with plumbing. Just paying attention, observing the plumber that you're training under.
Love that.
The Marine Corps, that they're infamous for that. Is just focus on one thing and then just make it the best.
And that's a neat thing because literally, I got an email from Josh yesterday down at Rescue Air where we're all at, and it was, look, focus on the details. Mm-hmm. And if we do that on every job we go on, man, we do things right. We don't have problems. So I love that. Cassie, what's up?
Hey,
Hey,
good
how are
morning.
you? So first of all, what made you decide to get in the Army? And then what made you decide to transition into the trades whenever it was time for you to transition to civilian life?
So when I was 17, I felt like I didn't really have a path. I was probably doing some pretty bad things. Not too terribly bad, but I didn't have like a goal or a path. And I just happened to run into some recruiters and figured I should probably do something positive with my life. So I got my parents to sign when I was 17 and I joined the Army. And when I got out of the Army, I chose to do HVAC because I needed something where I was still physically active. I'm not a desk sitter kind of person, so I definitely had to find something that I would stay moving around. I don't sit still well.
I love it. Now, what'd you do in the military? What were you a technician?
I started out as automated logistics, so I was a supply person. And when we went to Iraq, they needed more help with the mechanical side, the generators, the air conditioners. So I got a feel for it in the military, but it's nothing like residential. So I had to go back to school when I got out.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I love it. So, and I get to ask you a question I can't ask anybody else. What is it like being a woman, number one, in the military, but number two, into the trades? Because, and you and I have had this conversation.
Yes.
You walk up, knock on somebody's house, they're like, well, wait, where's the technician at? It's
Right.
like,
Yep.
no, I'm it.
Yeah.
How was it in the military first?
When I was in the military, it did pose its challenges. It's a predominantly male industry, so to speak.
Sounds like the trades.
Yeah, but I learned how to deal with different kinds of people and how to get a thicker skin, be able to show my children that it is okay. You don't have to think the same way as anybody else. So all in all, I built relationships that you can't have anywhere else in the world. So it was worth it 100%. In the trades, it does also pose a bit of a challenge. People often ask where the technician really is or who's coming because it's not you. But I also do get to build rapport with people. I feel like homeowners feel more comfortable hearing things from a woman, that I'm more honest and trustworthy than a gentleman that would walk in the house.
I tell you what, I've said in the past, if I could hire enough females to run a plumbing HVAC company, I'd own the state of Texas. I really would, because people do that. They have that mindset of, wait, she's probably being honest with me, but he's probably not. And it's like, that's so far from true, but people believe that. People feel that comfort level. Brother, thank you for your service.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that
Thank
for
you.
this Veterans Day.
Thank you.
Cassie, thank you.
Thank you.
Remember, this video is sponsored by Ferguson, and we team up with Ferguson because of things like this. If you're in the military and you're looking for an opportunity, something that may be different and you don't know what you're going to do, and I have people ask me about this all the time, transitioning into the trades could be a great opportunity for you. I love hiring former military people because I know they're going to come in with the mindset of growing and learning and doing things right. I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, helping you make more money in the trades.